How is it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 63 of the Paws Up podcast as we keep the show going. I am Jake Gibson, joined alongside my friends and co hosts Kevin Barral and Jonathan Mayer. Um, Today's guest is Eduardo Mustre, and as a matter of fact, he is here.
There we
How
go.
are you doing, Eduardo? We were just talking about you.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, we
Eduardo?
can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, okay, we
Oh,
got you.
good.
We're thankful for you stopping by the show today. Always nice to get in touch with the soccer players. Obviously, a pretty great season last year, and high expectations for that group next year. So it's always fun to again talk to the players and the coaches. Kyle Russell was fun to talk to, Kevin. I know you were there for that. So
Yep.
Eduardo, let's kick things off talking about your time in Mexico, right? It's a nation that takes the sport of soccer very, very seriously, I don't know if you prefer the term soccer or football, but for the sake of our audience, we'll go with soccer tonight, just because that's
Yeah,
what we
soccer is
always.
good.
Okay, good. Anyway, it's a sport that takes soccer very seriously. All right, so I got to know when you first began playing the sport and when you started to take it very seriously to the point where you wanted to make it a career.
Well, at the beginning, I start playing, yeah, just for fun, like every other kid. Like when I was like 2 years old, 3 years old, like my parents, of course, take me to the team that I was playing. Like kick the ball, nothing serious, like just having fun. And then at some point, like thanks to my sister, I start playing tennis. So at that point in Mexico, like I was doing really good in tennis, so I started like focusing more on it, and I started like traveling more in tennis and soccer. Like was serious, but was only like playing on the weekends, training like 3 times a week. But when I was 13 years old, like I had the chance to go to a tournament or a soccer tournament,
Hmm.
and there were like scouts from Pachuca, and I didn't know what the youth leagues were at that point. I was like just playing for fun. And in that tournament, like I did pretty good, and they told me like, "Hey, we want you to come to Pachuca, uh,
Wow.
do some tryouts, and we're gonna tell you if you like you can stay here or not." And I was like, "Okay," but at that point, like I was playing tennis too. I was traveling. I was like number one in tennis in Mexico in the under 14. So I was like focusing more in tennis, So yeah, I was like that, and then at some point I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna like go to the tryouts and let's see how it goes." So I went to Pachuca for 1 week and was really good, was amazing. And they told me like, "Hey, but we want you to stay one more week." And I was like, "No, I can't. I have tennis tournaments." Because at that point I was the thing that I was doing better. And yeah, like I was like giving Pachuca like long answers and making time for me to play tennis for 1 year. And then when I was 14, 1 year after, I went again to the tryouts, to the second like process, and they told me, yeah, that they want me there. So at that point, I had like the most important tournament for me in tennis. That was like the under 14 World Cup in tennis, the ITF Davis Cup, Junior Davis Cup. So I went there, and I was already playing the tournament, and I was calling my mom, "Hey, you received news from Pachuca? You have something from Pachuca?" And my mom was like, "You don't see that you are playing like a big tournament? You are thinking about Pachuca?" So yes, then I came back about from that tournament, and I said like, okay, I leave tennis, I go to soccer, like I don't know where. And yeah, my parents support me, so that was a really good thing. And then yeah, I left tennis.
Oh man, I'm very happy you brought up tennis because I was doing research for this show, right? And I stumbled upon a page on the International Tennis Foundation with the spot for you, and I got very confused for a second. I was like, are we looking at the same person? Again, curiosity got the better of me, so we got to know when did you first start really playing that sport casually, and ultimately obviously you had mentioned the support from your parents, but what else convinced you that tennis was not where you wanted to go, and instead you wanted to continue your journey with soccer?
Yeah, like I started playing because of my sister, because she played too, and like she was traveling. So my parents were traveling with her, so I was traveling with them too. So at
Okay.
some point I was like, okay, if everyone is traveling, I should go and play the tournaments too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But and yeah, like that was the thing. Like at some point we were like, okay, if we are gonna be there, everyone, I will play. And I start playing, I start liking it. But at some point I was like, I enjoy much more soccer, you know, and I see like in soccer in Mexico, as you said, is like the main sport. So there's like more opportunities. Uh, you have like more miracles. Everyone is looking at soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I look at all that, all the like circumstances that happen to my life, and that's the reason I choose soccer, and I enjoy it more. So yeah, I don't regret it.
Yeah, and definitely been a good decision for you since with FIU here now, especially.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a bit, but talk to us a little bit about Pachuca. You kind of mentioned that just joining them and the significance of that in your career.
Yeah, like it was tough at the beginning, you know, because you get into a group of people that like you don't know, they are so close to each other, and you are new there. But at the beginning was difficult. Like I would call my parents like crying because I didn't know like the good if the decision was good, if it wasn't good. I didn't know what's gonna happen with my life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, like I was there and I started looking like get to like debut in first division with the first team. And at the beginning, it looked so like so far. But after the years, after playing the under 15, under 17, it was close, you know. And like I did pretty well in those teams that like the results were coming, and then national team and all of that come like so fast that I didn't like had a chance to realize, you know, I was just like playing and having fun.
And also, just talk to us about the difference between the league. I think it's Liga MX and the NCAA now, where you are here at FIU and in the American Athletic Conference. Just, I guess, take us through a little bit of the difference in maybe play style or physicality that you may have noticed in those two leagues.
Like something I realized when I came here is that here is more physical, more contact. Like you see the defenders, they like go hard on every play. They sometimes go just to kick you, not the ball, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes here the game is more like you run more here. Like to play here is really difficult, and to play in Mexico is really difficult. But there are like different things, you know. Sometimes like they try to play a little bit more with the ball, or they're like more organized. But I think both styles are like so difficult to play, so competitive, and all the both styles has like the good things and the bad things, of course.
Mm.
And for you, obviously, you played over 35 appearances, with Pachuca and playing professional soccer. But all of a sudden, you get contacted by FIU and you're coming down to South Florida. So what was that process like of being reached out to from FIU and them wanting to, come to the program and be a big impact on college soccer?
Like I think, in my opinion, that was one of the most difficult moments in my life because I was in Pachuca and I was like doing things pretty well. To be honest, I didn't think that I was gonna come to FIU at the beginning. I made my debut in 2020, and then Pachuca, I was doing pretty well. I was like top goal scorer of the second division, top goal scorer on under 17, and things were doing good.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, like I thought I thought and I felt that I deserved the chance to be on a first team. Not, of course, not starting. Of course, not like being the starting striker, you know. But having the chance to train with them, having the chance to get that experience, you know. And like at some point, that was something that wasn't happening. Unfortunately, thanks to my family, like I had a chance to like I learned when I was young how to speak English, and thanks to Edgar, my teammate from FIU, like at some point I was like, it was January, I remember, and I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen with Pachuca, but I wanna finish my career in a good school, and if I stay here, I don't know if what's gonna happen because if I stay there in Mexico, is soccer or soccer, you know. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
make it in soccer, the school is not the best thing there. So I called Edgar, and thanks to him and Diego that was too in Utah Valley. He was like they were like helping me with all the stuff. Edgar contacted me with Coach Kyle, and then we were talking for the last 6 months. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Yeah,
You made the right decision too, right? The right decision.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
Yes,
don't
It's
sir.
regret. I'm happy, to be honest.
And for you coming over to Miami, was it August, right? Right before for preseason. What were
Yeah.
some things that you had to adjust to, coming to the States and really being part of a team that was new to you and just so many different cultures as well, heading into a new season?
Yeah, for me the most difficult things were like the rules, because my first game I was like they stopped me out like at the 35 minutes and I was like, what I did wrong, and then I was like, oh no, you have to play again, like you can go in, or for example, like as I tell you, like the rhythm of the game is like so different, like thanks of that. Well, now I think the rules change, but in that time that you can go in and go out,
Yep.
everyone was fresh, so it was push, push, push all the time. So that was difficult for me, and of course the language, because at the beginning I didn't know what to say in the field. Like I was thinking in Spanish and then translated into English, and then I said it wrong, and then like it was difficult, But at some point, like uh, I didn't know anything about the other schools. I didn't know anything about. I was just gonna play soccer, and that's something I like to do. I don't like care about the other things. I just go there, like play, have fun as always, and yeah, that's it.
So let's move away for a second and actually just talk about soccer in general because obviously it's no surprise in the United States, right? The top sports in the country are American football and baseball, but soccer has become more and more and more popular these past few years. Obviously, you have the World Cup coming here soon, the Olympics down the line. Of course, you have talent like Messi joining Inter Miami, which is, like expanded the MLS brand. Just generally speaking, what are your thoughts about the state of soccer in the United States right now?
To be honest, I'm so happy because I'm here and it's growing a lot. Like it's getting a lot of attention, not only here inside the United States, like it's getting attention all over the world. Like you can see, like now, MLS is sending a lot of players to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
USL is sending a lot of players to Europe. Like it's a league that everyone is watching. Like a lot of players wants to come, and all the people that is like investing money, investing like all the chances, and all the people that is looking at the MLS, looking at the soccer here in the US, it's amazing. Like it's getting big, big, and I'm happy because I'm here, and I'm like, hopefully I'm gonna get the chance to be there.
Yeah, just going back to FIU, obviously you get here to campus, you meet your teammates, your new coach. Just I guess take us through your initial impressions of the team going into the season. Maybe what had you heard about FIU leading up to your decision to come over to Miami?
Like to be honest, it surprised me a lot. Like I was in Mexico and like I had like close friends in the team, but it never happened to me. Like the team was so close, all of them, like it always happened that there were like groups inside the team. Here, like as I see, so different. Like everyone is friends with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but of course, like not leaving apart the competition inside the field, competition inside the team. So that's really important. But they received me like so well. I was so happy. I was surprised, to be honest. I called my parents and I was like, my God, like here people is like really great. Like
Yeah.
they want to push me to be better, and I want to push them to be better. There is no like I want you to fail. You don't see that in FIU at least at all. So I was really happy, and that helped me to like score goals and help the team the way I helped the last season. So that helped me a lot, and that's the thing that we want to do now with the guys that are coming through.
Can you talk a little more about, coming to FIU and obviously an unbelievable coaching staff led by Coach Kyle Russell, and what he's done with this program has been tremendous. What is it like, being, learning from him and what he's brought to this program and really just building a lot of good values and trying to build, a top 25 program in the nation?
No, like to be honest, I respect it as a coach, but as a person too. Like I know, like on the field, he's a great coach. He's a great person, but I know outside the field, I have someone that I can count on. The same with Coach Danny, Coach Lucas, and all the staff, Najib, everyone. Like I can count them on the field, outside the field. Like it's people that on the field, they're gonna push you to your limits. They're gonna push you hard, but that is for your best. That is to make you better. And I know, like, if I have a problem, soccer wise or other other type of problems with my life, with my family, I can count on them. I can go and tell them about anything. So that's something I really appreciate, and that I will like keep with me forever.
Mm. Yeah, I know, absolutely. The journey's been so far very exciting to watch for you here at FIU Soccer, Eduardo. Kevin, is it time for a quick break?
Let's do it.
All righty then, let's get into Jake's news break, going over all things FIU athletics and just FIU in general. So let's start off with FIU football, the American kind. As the season gets closer, Athlon Sports has announced the preseason All Conference USA team, which includes 13 Panthers from all sides of the ball. This includes players like Kewan Jenkins and Flex Joseph on offense, Reggie Peterson and Brian Blades on defense, and of course, a good friend of the show, Chase Gabriel, on special teams. So congratulations to all the players from FIU that were selected by Athlon Sports. Next up is women's tennis, as Conference USA has announced the 2024 Spirit of Service Award winners, which honors student athletes with significant community service endeavors, good academic standing, and participation in their sport. FIU's recipient is none other than Oyenlomo Quadre, who boasts a 3.56 GPA, part of the Student Athlete Leadership Council, and of course was named to the 2023 Conference USA Women's Tennis Player and Freshman Player of the Year, helping the Panthers achieve back-to-back conference titles. Finally, we'd like to wish a 305 welcome to Jason McBlain, who will be serving as the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Brand Advancement here at FIU. McBain arrives following a 6-year stint with the University of Texas Arlington Mavericks. According to FIU AD Scott Carr, quote, Jason brings an outstanding track record of elevating brands, and we are excited to have him here at FIU, end quote. Some of his work at UT Arlington includes relations with Under Armour, ESPN Plus, NIL, and more. So that was your look at Newsbreak as we get back into the swing of things, now talking about what we saw last year. So Kevin, take it away.
Yeah, let's just go over this past season for you guys, Eduardo. You guys go 10-5-4 with one of the highlights being obviously the NCAA tournament, the win against Mercer. Just kind of take us through what you thought of the season this past year.
Like, to be honest, was like a lot of upside downs, because like we started the season so well, but at some point of the season, like we struggled a little bit to get like the pace again, of the winning pace again, and then we start like getting a lot of results, doing really well, and then at the end of the season, like we struggle again a little bit, in the conference tournament, and some matches like at the end of the season, like were tough for us, and we didn't get the result we want, and that's the reason like we didn't like won the conference trophies. But like like there were a lot of really good things. Like we went to the NCAA, we won the first round, but at some point, like I feel like could be better, and next year is gonna be better, because, for example, I think against UVA, against the second round of the NCAA, it's a match that we should win, and we were able to win. So now the only thing is like we just have things to improve. Like this team is for big things. We are gonna fight for a national championship. Maybe now it sounds like something crazy or something far for a lot of people, but for us, we have it clear. We have clear what we're capable of, the people that is coming. So yeah, it's only work, 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 and the results are gonna be there.
So you yourself had a phenomenal first season with FIU, right? Stat wise, played in every match, providing 11 goals, 24 points, the team's top scorer. Just generally, how did you feel as the season progressed, knowing that this was your first year, but you still led the way for the Panthers? Just how much pride did you take into that?
Yeah, like of course, like I'm happy with my performance. I know it could be better too, because at some moments I wasn't in my best way. Of course, this thanks to my teammates, to the coaches. It's not only me. Like they are the guys who pass me the ball. They're the ones who give me like the advices. But I'm happy with the goals that I score, with the assists. But I'm not like comfortable with that, because at the end of the day, it's like a team result. And if I score and the team didn't win, like yeah, it has no sense. It's yeah, I'm happy because I scored, but at the end we didn't win. So like I'm happy with the goals and everything, but it would be better like if we go more far away in the NCAA. But as you said, like was a good season. Was a like I scored the most goals of the team, but I want to score more like next season. I want to keep that rhythm and score more goals than 11 that
Mhm.
I score. I want to make more points and help the team more that I helped the last season.
And obviously for you, you scored the most goals since 2018 for Santiago Batino, who is an MLS, draft pick. So you're up there with a lot of cool Panther pedigree. But you talk about winning and scoring a lot of goals. And your first game as a FIU Panther, you did just that. You had a brace in the 2-1 victory over
That was
Oregon
awesome.
State, which was a crazy road to win over in Oregon. But talk a little about that performance for you. You come onto the scene. You're all the way out west. You had a big travel. You come out there and you show out in your first game. Talk a little about that performance for you, your first game in NCAA soccer.
Yeah, to be honest, I was like, I didn't know anything about college soccer. I was like excited to play, but I was like, I don't know what's gonna be. I don't know like the players. Like, I don't know anything. I don't know the level. I don't know how it's gonna be. So yeah, the travel was crazy. Like we were flying like for 7 hours, like 2 flights to get there. Then we got there, train. But like when you got like that feeling, like this is something real. Like I was telling like my friends, and I was like thinking to me like I'm gonna score 2 goals today. Like I was like I'm gonna score twice. And then like that game, like we started losing 1-0, and then it was like but we were playing better. So I was like, at some point, I was confident, and then like the first goal came, and I was like, just playing. As I tell you, like I didn't know anything, but I was like those just like doing my job. And then in the second half, like the other goal, like so far, like so early in the second half, and yeah, like for me was a pretty good game, and I was happy because in the preseason I wasn't scoring anything. Like in the preseason, I was playing horrendous, and I was like, no, this is not my level. Like I'm not doing good. I'm not doing good. And now I joke with the coaches about that because they were like, "Man, you weren't scoring in the preseason. What happening?" And I told the coach, "I'm gonna score today." And yeah, I scored that day.
Wow. I want to ask you about, and you've already made a good case for yourself with that Oregon State game. What was your personal favorite game that you took part in based on success? I mean, you also had multiple goals against Charlotte down the line as well, which was also a fun game to watch. Between that or Oregon State or maybe another game, what would you say was your personal favorite?
I think Charlotte was my personal favorite
Yeah.
because we were coming from a loss against FAU that was tough for us, and the team like needed that win and scored that early in the game, and then scored twice like in the first 20 minutes, something like that. Like was like a relief, that
Yeah.
things were going well. And you can see like the game, like since the first minute, we were going crazy against them. We were going like to kill them. So that feeling for me was amazing. That was crazy.
Got some fun comments here. Shout out Matthias, loving it. Proud of you, Lalo. Next year will be big for FIU. See you guys.
I
Always a
love you,
good time.
Flaco.
Yeah. He was busy in chat when we were speaking with Bernardo Dos Santos. He was there as well. So I did want to ask you about FAU. Obviously things didn't go your guys' way in the AAC tournament, losing to FAU. Obviously, it was a massive heartbreaker. But what did you learn from that game specifically that you sort of took with you to the tournament against Mercer, which you guys ultimately ended up winning?
Yeah, like things can happen in soccer. Like you can win, you can lose, or you can tie. But I think in that game, like we were missing like a lot of like we took it from for granted. Instead, I think we were like, okay, we're gonna win. Like we didn't like, I don't know. We weren't in the mentally spot that we need to be, and they were playing for everything, And in that game, we weren't locked in. We weren't like on the game. We were thinking about other stuff that wasn't like good for us. But at some point, like make us touch ground, like make us get into the reality and get in the NCAA, because that week was horrendous, like that week, like after we lost against them, we were like, we don't know if we are gonna be in the NCAA. We are not. We don't know if we're gonna be in or we are gonna be out. So that week that we were training by ourselves was like just, you know, like feeding us, was like making us have more hungry to win. And then when we were in, you can see the video of me and Owen were like shouting crazy, and because like we were waiting just for that, for a chance to be there. And then yeah, you could see that in Mercer, like we were good.
Shout out Johnny for that video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a cool moment for sure over there. And looking ahead, slowly looking ahead to next season. Obviously, this year, a lot of guys that stood out, performers. Besides you, who are some guys that you can take away that had great seasons last year, on the feet, on the pitch, and are looking to have bigger seasons ahead, at all positions, for this soccer program.
Of course. So like for me, Owen, like he
Mhm.
had a great season, an amazing
Yeah.
season. He was on the draft. Like he like to be honest, he's one of my best friends there. He's one of the ones that I'm close with, and I respect him because I'm always pushing him. Like he's always pushing me, and sometimes like things get heated on training, but I know he's there for me and I'm there for him. Like I really respect him. Benny has a great season coming. He's a senior and he's been doing things really well. And I think for all the guys, to be honest, like Joaquim had a great season, Diego had a great season, and like all the guys that are here, like it doesn't matter if you were playing last season or is your like the first season, like you have the chance or you are new. Like everyone has the chance to make a great season and to put their name, in the big
Mhm.
spot.
So, all right, let's talk a bit about the future of FIU men's soccer leading up to this fall semester. Looking ahead a bit, what are some things that you yourself are working on personally to improve your skill set to make you the best player you can be next year?
Of course, I'm working in my right foot because sometimes he's not that good. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm working on that. I'm working on my finishing. I'm working on my movements, like, and of course, like getting better the things that I already, like, in my opinion, did well. Like a little bit of everything, like I had like pretty good time, like all the spring, and now all the summer, like to prepare. So to be honest, I'm preparing like crazy. Like I'm obsessed with it because I wanna be in the MLS, and yeah, like I don't want anything to affect that. It's,
Mhm.
if I'm not gonna be there, it's not because I stop doing things. So I'm gonna do like everything that is on my hands to be there.
Yeah, just kind of talk to us about some of your incoming teammates. You guys have been great recruiting over the past couple of years. That includes Kyle Russell bringing you over from Mexico. Just kind of who are some of the guys you're most excited to kind of see come into this program, if you've even spoken to any or been able to watch any video?
Yeah, well, like there are a lot of players coming, as you can
Big
see.
signing class. Yeah.
I know.
Like every day posting like new committed. But no, I'm excited to see the Mexican guys. There are like three Mexican guys coming, but more about Leo. Like it's a right back. I know him like since 6 years ago. He played in Pachuca too. Now he's coming to the US, so I'm excited to see him. Like he's one of my best friends, like since we were in Pachuca. So I'm excited to see how like he enjoyed the performance, like FIU, this experience, the league, and of course, like every of the other guys, But I have like to meet them in person, like to talk with them, to know them better. But Leo, I know him like long time ago, so I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I'm excited to. Obviously, we're every day we're announcing a new signee, so we're continuing. We got more coming, but obviously, for you, Lalo, you talking about the MLS and wanting to play professional soccer. I know you and Owen had the opportunity last winter to participate in the MLS, in the draft combine. So for you heading into this year, obviously you have your goals set. What are some things that you are excited for and really preparing for as you hopefully try to make the big leagues and play MLS soccer in the future?
Like I'm preparing day by day. Like I'm excited to the season arrive. I'm not gonna like. I don't want to think like, oh, if I do good in this season, I will go to the MLS, or I have to do good this season to go to the MLS. I just wanna like take it game by game. Like training by training and give the best of me, like train every day as hard as I can, play as hard as I can, and the results are gonna come for sure because I'm working for it. But if I start like overthinking about it, and sometimes like it's worse. So yeah, I'm just like letting the flow and giving my best, and of course like the results are gonna come.
The idea of yourself playing next to Messi for Inter Miami, man. Oh my God, that'd be so lights out, man.
Lights out! Lights out!
Yeah, no, that would be crazy for sure. Like, I don't want to think about it, but yeah, it's gonna be like, yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy idea, like to be that close, because as I told you, like sometimes you see it so far, but it's not that far. It's like it's next door. Like it's really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're gonna start wrapping it up here with you, Lalo. We're gonna get into some rapid fire questions, and we'll start with who do you think is the funniest player right now on the men's soccer team?
Uh, it was Matias for sure. It was, but
Yeah.
now I would say Gastaldi.
Nostalgia.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is your go-to spot on campus to either just chill or to grab a bite to eat?
Starbucks.
Starbucks. Eh.
Which
Yeah.
Starbucks? There's like 5 here.
I don't know.
The one at
Maybe.
Mango? Near Mango?
Yeah, maybe Mango. I'm big time coffee, so yeah, coffee addict.
Oh, for me, my question to you: who's getting the aux cord on the team? Who's not getting the aux cord? Who has good music taste on the men's soccer
Mhm.
team?
Who has what?
A good music taste.
Oh, good. Diego and Beltran, because reggaeton, some
Yeah.
Latin music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
Oh wait, go Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of just spoke about him. This may be your answer, but who do you think is right now the GOAT of soccer?
Messi, of course.
There we go.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt.
Not Ronaldo?
No, no.
No.
Good answer. That's a good answer. You've worn a lot of uniforms here at FIU. What do you think are the best looking uniforms you've worn here with FIU?
Ooh, the best uniform. I don't know. I like the white one, to be honest.
It's clean.
Like
It's clean.
like class. Simple, but it has something special. with the gold one. It was good. Yeah, that's my favorite.
There you go. And obviously, for you coming from Mexico, have you found any good Mexican food spots near FIU you can give us?
I'm begging to know.
Yeah, I have one.
Mhm.
Two. Two. It's one in Coral Gables called Chala.
Wow.
That
Okay,
one's pretty good. And the other one is in Doral. I think it's El Señor del Taco, something like that. They're pretty good. Uh, Not the same, you have to go to Mexico to try real tacos,
That is
real
true.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's good. It's the best thing I think you can find in Miami, as I know.
All righty, and the final question before we wrap it up here with you, Lalo, is who we always ask this to every athlete we bring on. Who do you think should be the next soccer player that we bring onto the podcast?
I don't know.
You got a lot of guys, a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a
options.
lot of guys and different personalities.
Yeah.
We already
I
had
don't
Benny
know.
on, so
You can choose one of the new guys. So they.
I feel like Nigel. Nigel.
Nah, Nigel, yeah, he's tall, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, maybe Nigel or I don't know. Who
Or
else
Leo.
could be?
He's Leo.
Yeah, bring Leo so
Yeah.
he can like practice the English here.
there we go.
we got a lot of good options. Let's just say that. Artie, Eduardo, again, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. It was a fun episode, and of course, we always ask the athletes who step on. If you have anything you would like to say to the fans, to FIU, or to anyone else, the floor is now yours.
Now, thank you so much for watching the program. Thank you so much for the support. And next season is gonna be great. It's gonna be better than last one. We're gonna win 3 trophies and hope to see every one of you there.
There we go.
There we go.
All righty then. Good answer. That's a good answer. Eduardo, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. To all our fans on Instagram who got to watch this video for the first time live streamed on that app, we thank you for the support. And we'll be back next week. We have some guests lined up for the next couple of weeks. It's exciting. Don't want to reveal too much, but if you like these interviews with players, you're not going to be disappointed with our next couple. But until then, Eduardo, again, thank you so much. I'm Jay Gibson alongside Kevin and Johnny saying so long.
Thank you too much.
Paws up.
Paws up.